Hello. Hello, hello, hello. Woo. Hope everyone's having a wonderful, wonderful evening. It is auctioneer extraordinaire. Second Sense Auctions. And yeah, I just showed you a little clip bit of a little trip that I just went on. We'll talk about that in a minute. First, I'd just like to say hello to everybody. We got Lenny and Amy. Hello, hello. And Michelle and I believe you gave my kids the state quarters. They said, thank you, Michelle. Thank you. Thank you. J&J, what's up? I heard you guys bought a unit. I wasn't there. That's why I wasn't there. You guys just seen the little film there. And Skylar Dog, our dream, our purpose. What's going on? What's going on? What's going on? Andy, hello. How we doing, buddy? James, whoop, whoop. TDK, what's going on, TDK? Francis. Oh, my gosh. Joanne, how we doing? Hello. What's going on? I know I missed you guys. So, man, it was tough, man. It's been hot. We got a holiday weekend coming up. So first, when you see that, you just want to sing "Smoke on the Water." So the first thing, this is a cabin that we rented for 2 days. It was over in the Columbus area at a KOA, and the cabin's right on the water. It comes with a paddle boat, and you can fish. And the balcony overlooks this pond. It was pouring rain at one point, and my son's just fishing, just catching all these fish, staying completely dry. It was great. And then, so this is now. They had all kind of cool cabins. They had that truck cabin. They had treehouse cabins you can rent. Obviously, you could bring campers. There's people that had tents set up. But it was a really awesome time. They had an obstacle course on the water we ran through. They had all kind of different slides and swings. We had tons of fun. But I also had the last shot there was on top of a college there. I had to go look at some colleges. So going back to class. And then so I got to take a little vacay, but I was editing videos. Hope you guys saw the video yesterday. Found that jewelry in that awesome unit. And then this is, before I came, everyone, it's been hot. We got a hot weekend. J&J, anybody, you guys, you're more than welcome. Stop on over. We got I should have had a big party, but look at right here. That's a pile of firewood for the bonfire. And then there's the pool. And, man, I was just in there. Awesome. Awesome. And it's always tough. What's up, John? What's going on? What's up, Marcia? What's going on? Megan, what's going on? And so I guess that's what I'm going to be doing all weekend. I got my J&J, you guys are going to laugh at this. I know you're laughing at the bonfire pile. Yeah, it's pretty huge right now. We got all kind of furniture to burn. But that's the thing about buying storage units, ladies and gentlemen. You just get furniture to burn. Just so much. And J&J, I guess, did you guys see that unit the other guy bought? Did you see what? I don't know if Roy showed you any pictures or not. Oh, my gosh. Cindy, what's going on? I forgot what I was going to say about J&J. I was going to tell you guys something now. Man, I'll have to remember. What's happening, Eddie? Megan, here's the funny thing. My business partner, he said, "Oh, did you see this Muppet thing?" I said, "No, I didn't see it." "Oh, I'm going to show it to you." And he was supposed to show it to me, and then he got sidetracked and never showed it to me. So I didn't get to see the Muppet. He saw the Muppet. He thinks it's awesome, but I didn't get a chance to see it. So I'm going to have him send it to me. It was crazy. Crazy. Look at this sterling silver bracelet. Should we give it away or auction it off? That's always a good question. What do you guys think? 14.3 grams, I think. It's beautiful. Whoop, whoop. We got this. Whoop. September. This is a May 11th, 2000. Or May 1st, 2011. Commemorative coin. We got all kinds of stuff. Oh, J&J's got a gift for me. Yeah, I know. So I had to go and Columbus look at. My daughter went and looked at a couple of colleges, and that was fun. And if you guys seen the short today about the robots taking over, all you members out there, I don't know if you guys got to see the short, but yeah, the robots, man, you can't stop them. I tried to stop the robot, it just went around me. It just went around me. It didn't even care. It's just like, okay, wait. I was like, man, you can't outsmart a robot. And just, man, it's gonna get scary. Nance, we're just respecting his privacy. So that's all. And man, yeah, it's crazy. These robots at Ohio State campus, they're like just flying around. So thing is, with your kids, you got to tell them go, got to check out a bunch of different schools. I don't know. My college experience was completely different. I went to Hyde Park, New York, the Culinary Institute of America for 2 years, and talk about an unbelievable experience. Got to work with some of the greatest chefs in the world. Some of my friends that I went to school with, unbelievable jobs they have, unbelievable. They're not auctioneers, I can tell you that. And then, we had sorry, I'm just so much thinking about, but just losing my train of thought today. It's about 80 degrees up here. Please hit the thumbs up. Everyone's like, "Rob, what's going on?" So I got to give away this bracelet, or should I sell the bracelet? No one answered my question. That was my first thing I've been thinking about all day. Sterling silver, 14-gram bracelet. Michelle says, "Give it away." Michelle says, "Give it away." Okay. We might give it away. So we got about 1, 2, 3. I don't know. We got a bunch of people I invited on tonight, so I don't know who's all going to show up. My day's been crazy. I had to go look at a bunch of estates today. And it's always interesting when you go to an estate because you just don't know what you're going to see, what's going to happen. And unfortunately, both of them weren't that great. It's a difficult thing. Then you got to tell the people, there's some stuff that's worth money. Most stuff's not worth money. Then you have to come to the decision if you're going to do anything for them. And if you're going to do things, is it going to be a clean out that you're going to have to charge them for? Is it stuff that you're going to take on consignment? They're going to take care of the rest of the stuff. What do they want to get accomplished? All those kind of things. And the one I went to, there's some good stuff and a lot of garbage, but the problem is that the family hasn't come and picked what they wanted. And I've been in that situation so many times, ladies and gentlemen, when people haven't picked what they wanted, what will occur is you'll go back and everything you thought was going to be there will be gone that was worth money, and the stuff that isn't worth money is all there, and then you're in a situation where you're basically cleaning out junk. And if you didn't charge accordingly or if you thought you're going to, make money on the deal, it's all turns bad. So I told that guy, I said, I can come back to look at everything, but first number one thing is that have the family go through it before they say, oh, the auctioneer took the stuff and blah, blah, blah. And then they get mad at you. And I've seen families fight over junk, and it's not worth it. There's no item is to lose your family member over. There's, you know what I'm saying? It's just stuff, ladies and gentlemen. And I've seen families, they hired me because they couldn't even get along. And they were my best clients. What's up, Amber? And I should be hanging on my pool right now. Yeah, I would say it's probably about 116 in my attic. I was like, I shouldn't be up here. It's like, oh. That's why I jumped in my pool before I came up here to try to, I was like, cool my body temperature down. I was like, oh, this ain't too bad. But man, last week we had that awesome meet and greet, and we're going to talk about that later. So, sterling silver bracelet. What should we do? I had one person say, give it away. That was it. Do you know why the duck crossed the street? Ooh, that's a good question. That was one of my videos today also. And it was not a joke, ladies and gentlemen. Why did the duck cross the street? So that was a Wow 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 members video. So I've been putting out some members videos, and like I said, it just helps the channel, ladies and gentlemen. So I know not everyone can be a member, but like I said, the membership helps the channel. I just use the money to try to make the channel better, buy better units, do all kind of stuff. And tomorrow's video, man, I think it's going to be the first video from this house. The house is almost 200 years old. The people had a huge collection. They had an antique store for years. It'll blow your mind. It blew Conky's mind. So I'll talk to Conky about that. And Skylar Dog signed with Michelle. The giveaway. All right, well, first let's do a little auction here. We'll see if anyone's interested in my items. So I don't got many items. My business partner's not going to be in town. This is a roll of quarters, 2004 state quarters. This is like a bankroll. It's double-sided. So both sides have quarters. Like you can only see that part. You can't see the head. But open a bid of $25, free shipping, and it's already, like I said, 2004. These are uncirculated, from what I understand, quarters from the bank. And I don't know if anyone's interested in these quarters. I know we sold some nickels for $30 last time, and like I said, these should be basically mint or near mint condition quarters. MS, I don't know, 60 something. So let's see if anyone's even interested. Boom, boom, boom. I don't know what a roll of 2004 21-year-old quarters go for, uncirculated. That's how I found it now. What do you give her now? Get $25 go now, $25 go. Anybody want it now? $25 go now, $25. $25 go now, $25 go now, $25 now, 25. Yeah, you get $25 go now, 25, 25, 25. With this, I'll add this into it. You also get this, the commemorative coin, September 11th, but it's from 2011. It has the quote from George Bush and the quote from Barack Obama on the back, the Trade Center, the Pentagon, and Flight 93. On the front, it has U.S. soldiers, helicopter, and it says on the coin, you can run, but you cannot hide. On the back, it says, whether we bring our enemies to justice or bring justice to our enemies, justice will be done, George Bush. And justice has been done, Barack Obama. So you get the roll of quarters and this. Is it silvers? I don't know. $25 for both. $25 go now, $25 go now, $25. Anybody now? $25 go, $25 go. I'm the coin and all. I didn't see silver marked anywhere, so I don't think it is. Hello, Alan. Cindy. $25 go. Cindy says she remembers when I found that roll. $25 go now, $25. Anybody? You get this coin and the quarters now. $25 go. We got 25 now, 30. $25 now, $30 go. We got 25 now, 30 now, 25, 30 now, 25, $30 go now, 25 now, 30 now, 25, 30 now, 25, 30 now, 25, 30 now, 25, 30 now, 25. Yeah, $30 go. $25 now, $30 go. You guys go coin. Whoa. It's in plastic. Don't worry. Look at that. It is a really nice coin or token, whatever you want to call it. I got 25 now, 30. $25 now, 30 now, go now, 25, 30 now, 25, 30 now, 25, 30 now, 25 now, dead now, $30 go. Plus, you're getting this 2014 roll. You get both. One money. Both. One money. Look at this roll. All right, I got 25, 30 now, 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 25, 30. $25 now, $30 go now, 25, 30 now, 25, 30. Fair warning. $25 now, $30 go. I got Deb now, 25, 30 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 now, 25, 30. Last and final call. I got you, Deb at 25 now, 30. Fair warning, 25, 30, 25, 30 now, 25, 30. All in, all done. You know I'm selling it. Sold. Deb. Great buy. $25. You get the quarters and the memorial coin. Yeah, there was so much change in that one unit, over $3,000 in change. All right. You guys said you want me to give away sterling silver bracelet. If you're a member, 14 grams sterling silver. I think it was 14.2 or 3. There's like little stones in it. I'm assuming they're cubic zirconia or something like that. Yeah, I know what's on my fingers. I pinched both of my fingers. How are we going to give this away? Let me think of a number. Okay, I came up with a number. So between 100. No. Let's go between. I was going to make it really big. I got to make it smaller. Let's go 200 to 300. 200 to 300. Boom, boom, boom on the bracelet. 200 to 300. You got to be a member now. 200 to 300. First one to guess it. That number, I wrote it down right here. And you get a sterling silver bracelet. Free 99 just for being a member. 200 to 300 now. 200 to 300 now. What are you going to give now? Tell them, Lenny. 200 to 300 now. 200 to 300. You got to be a member now. 200 to 300 now. 200 to 300. Free sterling silver. You know I love giving away sterling. Gold. Speaking of which, we'll be talking about some gold I'll be giving away soon. Man, I haven't seen the number yet. Oh, my gosh. I got to check now. I got to go all the way back to the top because they came in so fast. I probably missed it. Let's see here. Okay. All right, I'm going back now. Uh-oh. Someone might have got it right away. I think so. Let me check. I think this is the first person to get it. I think. Hold on. I can't find it. Number 212. Kathy Earls. Let's see. I'm going backwards. Anyone give it to you? Nope. Man, you got it right away. Kathy, free bracelet, sterling silver. Wow, wow, wow. That's awesome. Thank you. I got all kind of good stuff. I'm going to be giving away some gold coming up. So, if you haven't become a member. Plus all the members that are currently members. I wrote down your names for a drawing, so stick with it. There's going to be a big giveaway at the end of the year. Big. Wow. So that's awesome bracelet. All right, now let's see. What else I got? I thought this thing was awesome. Let's see if I can find it again. Yeah. right there. You tried selling it before? It's got all the Susan B's in there. It's got the dollar, $1977. It's a $25 bid. Just the shipment probably cost $10. But I think it's a cool piece. It came from the money unit. So much money. So much money from there. Over $3,000. That's just the cash I cashed in. And this, you can have it. You can have it framed. I think there's a stamp in there. Look at Uncle Sam. Don't give him the money, that's for sure. He's got enough of it. How many more trillions of dollars in debt we're going to be? Hey, now. $25. Anybody go now? $25 go. 25. Lenny, you bidding 25? Or are you saying 25? I'll take your bid, Lenny. Is that a bid, $25, Lenny? Just let me know. Do I got 25? Yep, 25 now, 30. I got 25 now, $30 go. Get 25 now, 30 now, 25, 30 now, $25 now, $30 go now, 25, 30 now, 25, 30 now, 25, 30 now, 25, 30. $25 now, $30 go. I got 25 now, 30 now, 25, 30 now, 25, 30. Take a look, take a good look, but don't overlook it now. 25 now, $30 go. Holy smoke. So cool. I just remember when I found that in the unit, I was like, wow, wow. Wow, $25 now, $30 go now, 25, 30 now, 25, 30 now, 25, 30. 25 on Lenny now, $30 go. Fair warning now, 25, 30 now, 25, 30 now, 25, 30. $25 now, $30 go now, 25, 30 now, 25, 30. And fair warning on the coin, frame coins, $25 now, $30 go. $25 now, $30 go. Fair warning now, 25, 30 now, 25, 30 now, 25, 30. Oh my gosh, we got a bunch of people jumping on tonight. Well, we're going to see who jumps on. My luck, I'll be all by myself. $25 now, $30 go. Fair warning now, 25, 30 now, 25, 30 now, 25, 30. Can't be buying money. 25. Ooh, let's buy Centennial Eisenhower. $25 now, $30 go now, 25, 30. Susan B's and all now, 25, 30 now, 25, 30. They said this guy was a coin collector. Maybe there's a reason in there. One of these coins, who knows? $25 now, 30. Fair warning, all in, all dead. I have to sell it. Let me write that in there. And I will say, so Lenny, $25. Great buy. Great buy. Wow. So everyone in the chat, how hot is it? Were you guys how hot it's gonna be this weekend? How hot by where you're at? It's supposed to be like 90 something tomorrow or Sunday, I think. I can't wait. I'm going to be editing in the pool. You just can't drop your phone. The key with editing in the pool, that's what I was going to tell J&J earlier. I forgot. They would laugh at, is that because they will say, Rob, you're at the auctions. You're sitting there editing while you're at the live storage unit auctions. And then I'm sitting there in the pool. I'm editing. 93, upper 90s. Michelle, 90. Teresa says 93. We're cleaning out the unit tomorrow. Good job, J&J. Yeah, I'm going to be editing in the pool. That's my goal. 95, Suzanne. 86, Amy. TDK, well, it's always hot in Florida. 90. The thing is, what's the humidity, TDK? Probably 90s. That's the thing about Florida this time of year. The humidity is just so high. It's like you walk out, you're just like covered in sweat. Oh, my gosh. 95, James. Man. It's going to be hot. I like that, TDK. 105. We're getting a cool down tomorrow, 105. Supercalifragilisticexpialidocious. 74 in Washington. That's not too bad. It's hot, though, for Washington. Man. Well, you guys just look at this. Now, can anybody guess how much I paid for that pool? 89 in West Virginia. Ops 7. Yeah, Lenny, just email Joe Gmail, and he'll ship it out probably Monday. That's funny. Yeah, I can tell you what. A lot of people, they don't like pools or they're a lot of work and stuff. I just remember when I was a kid, and I'd be sitting there, and I had a friend that lived 2 houses down, and he had this pool in the backyard. But we were never allowed to swim in it. And Cinderella, he was Cinderella. His parents made him do so many chores every day, talking about vacuuming, laundry, washing the floor, windows. I mean, it was literally Cinderella. He couldn't do anything to the chores. There was days I remember going to his house, helping him where he could come and do things. But most of the time I was never allowed there. But if his parents weren't there, I could come in and help. But they wouldn't let anyone swim in the pool. And when you're a kid and it's like 95 degrees out and you're just like dripping sweat and you see this pool 2 houses down and your friend lives there and you can't swim in it. And then my other buddy, he lived down the street, had an in-ground pool. No. Couldn't swim in that pool either. His parents, they didn't want anyone swimming in the pool. Nope. Let's see. We got some guesses here. We got free. We got $2,000, $100 storage unit fine. Storage unit fine, 0. You got a free in a unit. Free, $1,900. It's $85 in Minnesota. Gold pool hopping. You're more than welcome. $0. Well, this is how much. A lady I was helping out her family and stuff. And she's like, I'm getting rid of this pool. And I said, you getting rid of it? I said, well, I'll take it. She said, you can have it. I spent a lot of time taking apart that pool. And it's a 16-foot by 32-foot pool. And then there's a deck. So the deck complete, it's 21 by 42 feet. Now there's these metal bars on that pool that hold the pool together underneath because everything else is aluminum. Those things are so long. I remember I had my truck. They're sticking out of the back of the truck. I mean, I wish I would have had this guy to help me out then.
I help you what?
Take apart this pool.
Oh, you know how I take apart pools.
So it probably took me about 2 weeks to take apart the pool, Conky. And the thing is, if there's a deck that goes around my entire pool. So first you got to take off the deck. That was the whole process. And this pool was sitting there for a while. Then I had to take apart the whole pool. And then, like, the meantime, I had to make a diagram and, like, number things because I wanted to put it back together as best I could. It makes sense, Conky?
Oh, yeah. I mean, there's nothing worse than, you think you're going to remember. You start taking out screws and you start taking off poles. And next thing you know, you got a pile of stuff. And you don't know how the hell to put it back together. Yeah, that would have all just gone in the dumpster if I'd have done it.
Yeah, I had to number everything. So then the pool, I had to take it all apart, and then to put it into my house, first of all, I dug a hole. I have a ledge that's going down, and I dug it into the ledge where you can just walk right onto the deck. So it's called a recessed pool. The only thing I had to do is I bought a liner, and then I had it for, I don't know, 5 years now or so, and then I just had to buy a new pump and filter. So that was expensive, but it's been awesome. So I heard you were at the auction.
I was, yeah. I went because, well, among other things, J&J called or texted me and asked me if I was going, and we did a little exchange for some Tonka trucks.
Uh-oh. You guys exchanged trucks?
Well, trucks for just little worthless green pieces of paper.
Oh, I didn't know if you were trading, because I know he's a collector also there.
Well, I mean, this was very Tonka centric and Tonka heavy. There wasn't. I in the short notice I had, I didn't really feel like I had anything I could offer him as a trade. So we did a cash deal.
A cash trade.
Cash trade, yeah. Little green pieces of paper for Tonka truck.
We had
I mean, I had to take the time to print them up, but by the time you print the 20s and you throw them in a washing machine to make them look like they're old, and then you got to throw them in the dryer to dry them.
It's a process.
Yeah, it's a process.
Yeah, it's not easy as it used to be.
No. I mean, you got to put different serial numbers on all of them, and it's just
right. You can't even put your face like your old days.
Yeah, Joe. I hope you spent those already. Somewhere they didn't have that little brown marker.
Yeah. Don't put the marker on those, Joe.
So we can tell one of those little brown markers run.
It's conky cash, they call that.
Yeah.
Oh no, man. Ron J&J. Yeah, so I guess that one guy, he got a good unit.
Who bought? Did Roy buy that unit he sent us a picture of, or is he just there?
Another guy at the auction.
Okay, I didn't think Roy bought that.
No. So yeah, it was smelled like cat pee, I guess. Supposedly,
They all smelled like cat pee.
Well, they all smell like cat pee. So I didn't get an opportunity.
Then we had the one that looked like cat pee and smelled like, well, I'll be nice, poop.
Yeah, the cat pee units can go either way. I've had some really good ones and some bad ones. The worst part about it is that the cat urine will stick with you, and like it was like stuck in your nose. You know what I'm saying? You'll like smell it for like another day or two. It's like the worst. Oh
no, thanks. Oh, that's just gross.
But I've had some really good cat lady units. Coggy was funny at the auction. Coggy's always funny.
Yeah.
Even when he passes out, he's still funny.
Even when I land like a rock star, I'm still.
He came so close to passing out at this house that we were at the other day.
Well, I'll tell you, it was hot. It was hot.
Up in that attic, what do you think? How hot do you think it was up there, Conky? 110, 120?
At least. 110, and no movement of air whatsoever. It's just, you get up there and the sweat just starts rolling.
You wouldn't want the air to move because of all the raccoon poop.
Oh.
So, I thought about starting to put a fan up there, but that would just blow raccoon poop feces around.
No, we don't want that.
But man, was it worth digging through raccoon poop?
Yeah, I mean, I came back and went through some of my finds, and yeah, it's now when are you going back?
I don't know. They said the 12th they're going back or something. I don't know. My goal is Jack. He hit me. When can we go back? I want to dig through the attic some more.
Well, I'm not sure that we got everything from there. We were just, by the time we were just beat and sweaty. I'd run out of stuff to drink.
I'm going to show a picture. I know Conky went and got us stuff to drink, and it was so hot we're running out of stuff to drink. You know, you should come over, Conky, this weekend and. What's that, Conky?
We should hit the pool.
Jump in the pool. The greatest thing about pool is that you can't be hot when you're in the pool.
No, there's
100 degrees outside, and it's like there's been times I'm like shivering because the wind's blowing. I gotta show you this picture. Let me see here. I know I got it. Man. Well, maybe it's somewhere else on here. Let me see. Oh, yeah, here it is. Nope, that's not it either. Well, here's one picture. Oh, mine full screen Conky.
Which unit is that?
That's from that house and when we took all the stuff the first time.
Oh, that's the back of the U-Haul truck. Okay,
that's the back of the U-Haul truck. Yeah. Look how full that is, Conky.
Yeah, that is full.
So all that stuff, the first auction, I think, well, let's see. It might be up right now, Conky.
I looked today. I didn't see it.
Conky,
I did
you
not
call me a liar?
Well, I mean, unless you started it after I looked, which is entirely possible.
I would say that's probably the most likely. We're going to find out, Conky. I'm going now. Secondsense.com. Speaking of which, we got auction next Saturday. Awesome stuff, Conky. And
now the auction next Saturday, is there still some stuff left over from the was it Brunswick?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, Conky. We had so much stuff from that house. We got to bring stuff back. It's just like this house. There's just so much stuff. It's up, Conky. You ready?
It is. Okay. Yeah.
Premium 1950s to 2000 toys, tin litho, and die-cast auction.
Yep. I'm getting. In fact,
Does that sound like a good title, Conky?
I guess it's as descriptive as you're going to get. You know.
You can only put so much stuff up there.
Yeah.
Man, there's so many good pieces.
How many lots is in that auction?
Only 725.
Okay. Well, I told you I'm probably get between.
What you doing? Willis is coming on.
No, is Willis? Oh, okay. Is Willis? He's back in Florida, right?
Yeah, we got to talk about last Thursday.
I think I scared the heck out of Travis with my driving. Actually,
And we're going to talk about that, Conky.
now you're used to it.
Let's not say used to it, but yeah,
You've experienced it before,
right. It's like yeah, it's like skydiving. You can be used to it, but you're not. It's not like you feel safe doing it, but you can be used to it.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I'm a safe driver. Okay. Well, yeah, but NASCAR races are safe. I mean,
What are you saying? He just goes in a circle? Conky can't go right, only left.
Yep.
Oh my gosh.
Western Holy.
Yeah, so they start setting up the other auction, which is non-toy auction from that house too. But I shouldn't say all non-toys. There's 2 Smith Millers right in the beginning of the auction, Conky.
Okay, well, and then what's the rest of it? Most of that was toys. What else was in there?
They had all kind of other antiques and collectibles. Remember all those glass things they had? I don't know how many you've seen. Then the garage, they had all these glass display boards, and they were just full of like all kind of like trinkets and all kind of other things like that. There was all the bus related stuff, the signage. Remember like the toll stuff, like the fair stuff, the outfits. You didn't get to see.
Yeah. Like the autograph picture and all that. Yeah.
Now this guy was a professional bus driver, and he drove for the Rockettes in New York. He drove for David Copperfield, and I believe he drove for probably one of the most famous motocross personalities in the world. This guy right here. And he probably drove the bus. I think Travis jumped over his bus. So,
what's up, fellas?
What's up, man? What's up, wild man?
Travis, I got a question for you. Did you grow up like watching Evel Knievel, or I mean, was that before your time?
No, I mean honestly, no. I'm more Dukes of Hazzard, but definitely it was just one of those things where my dad was in motocross, and I just and again I just jumping on, so I'm not sure where we're at right now. Other than I jumped on it and sent that the message, but yeah, that was just my passion, was just riding dirt bikes. I just loved it. It's like a stress reliever.
Yeah.
So how old when you were the first time you rode a dirt bike?
All right. So funny story is I was in Texas, so before I was 8. My dad was a motorcycle mechanic there, and we had this like little Honda Z50, and so we'd ride around the house, just like a circle around the house. And it was a funny story because one time the neighbor kid, the parents were gone, so they said, "Oh, you can't ride it when we're not there," obviously. Well, the neighbor kid said he'd give us $1 every lap we did around the house when the parents weren't there. So, well, I started doing laps around the house, and I got caught. But yeah, that was like, I was probably like 7 years old, and the kids across the street from me back then, they raced dirt bikes. You know what I mean? They went racing and stuff, and I didn't know nothing about it. I had a little 50, but I didn't know nothing about racing, and they raced them, and then I didn't really get into it really big until I was like 15 years old, to be honest with you.
Yeah. And when did you decide, like, I'm just going to start jumping like as high as I can?
Well, so here was the deal with that. It was like basically I moved to Florida and like I was 9 years old or whatever, and then we basically motorcycles was a part of my life the whole entire time. But I didn't know it was like it was a passion of mine. But I didn't know like racing could be a thing. Like you could actually be a career. You could have a career in racing. So then when I got a little bit older, and I figured it out because honestly I trained in martial arts prior, and so that was kind of my goal. I went around and I trained, I competed and stuff, and then motocross came along, and that really it kind of like transitioned because it was like motorcycles were part of my life, but then martial arts were part of my life, and then martial arts were a big part of my life, and then motocross become another part of my life where like it really kind of took over, and so I started wanting to be a pro racer, and unfortunately you get to a certain point in motocross racing where you had to have more funds than we had to stay competitive, if you will, and at that time back then it was like the late '90s, early 2000s. Freestyle motocross became a thing, and a couple of buddies of mine that we raced. We were pretty good racing. We were really good local racers. They were all better than me, but we were all still pretty good. And we did a show, and then we kind of ran from there. I jumped on the idea of like, hey, wait a minute, this could be a thing, and it's a long story, but yeah, it was basically I couldn't compete competitively with motocross because of the expenses. And then freestyle came along, and instead of having to pay to go ride a dirt bike and pay to be at the racetrack, people were paying us to be there riding their dirt bikes. So it was like, okay, that's a win.
That's awesome. That's just crazy, though. I mean, some of the stuff he was showing me a bunch of video when he was out in town, and it was so good seeing you too, Travis.
Oh yeah, no, my speaker, I can hear you, but it's kind of low. It's my phone, I think. But no, it's funny because I thought about doing a video one day because I have so much memorabilia. When we owned the house next door, we had oh man, it was like 20 by 18 office. I don't know what it was. I'll be honest with you, but I had all my newspaper articles, all my flyers, all the events, all like this accumulation of everything that I've done in my career. I just keep tacking up, and like everything was covered, a solid wallpaper, everything. I thought about doing a whole video one day, and it had to be a long video, but like bringing all that stuff back out and showing it because it's kind of fun to go back and reminisce as to, it's funny because like all these foreign newspapers, I'm overseas and it's like foreign writing. You have no idea what it is. I'm Cool Man Joe, right? So there I am in a newspaper article, and I got my big hoop earrings in, and I got my shades on, you know what I mean, my dark shades, and like here we are at some press conference somewhere, and it was just fun. You know, you were just, I guess, just being part of the moment, right? You know what I mean? But it's fun to like bring out those articles and see all that stuff. It's like, and to me, it's like it just. I had a buddy of mine today hit me up. He wants to buy my equipment, and it's like, no, I'm not done yet. I still got a show in Antigua coming up, and YouTube has become my life. But that's been such a part of my life for so long. Like it will never be not a part of my life, and it's just it's been a wild ride for sure.
So, what place would you say where the people were the craziest? Like that were like just went crazy, like so crazy, like when they saw you guys do your stuff.
Okay. So we did a tour in Dominican Republic one year, and it was was it 1 month long? Yeah, 4 weeks. So we did a 4 week tour, so 1 month long tour in Dominican Republic. And it was for the, believe it or not, it's for I don't know if you can do it on YouTube, but like the cigarettes, Marlboro, right? So it was like the Marlboro. You have to understand, when you go to foreign countries and third world countries, it's totally different than America. So unless you've been there, you won't know and you won't understand. But when you get there, you figure it out, especially when you get kind of like behind the scenes. But it was like, so we were like throwing packs of cigarettes out to the crowd. You know what I mean? So you don't do that stuff here. But it was the Marvel Adventures tour, and that was in Dominican Republic. And sorry, the wife doesn't cut out. But it's so crazy because like you don't experience stuff like that. But they got so. It was like, again, this is like when it was nothing like it is now. Again, this was the infancy stage of freestyle motocross. You know what I mean? And I could talk about this for days. So it was the very beginning. It wasn't like it is now, where you got triple backflips and it's crazy absurd stuff. Like backflips weren't a thing. But we were there and we did a show, and the crowd started getting so crazy. I come down to the thing to throw out some stuff to the crowd. Well, the crowd got so like they come on top of the banisters or whatever, and it broke, and they all fell down. They all fell down on me, and so and then now there was a guy that came up and grabbed the shirt and took off and running from me. I was trying to give this specific individual, but and then like it was all like helmet cam footage, and I took off right after him. I grabbed him and I got the shirt back to him because of the fact of like I wanted to get that person, but yeah, it broke down, and then after that show, we had to get ushered into the back, and like they had security, like we had to like get in, like three of us had to get into a circle, and they had armed security around us, and like all they just want to like touch you, like I sound so like it sounds horrible, man. I don't want to talk like this, but that's what it was. You know what I mean? Like I'm not an ego type of guy or whatever, but they're like just want to touch you, want to like get a photo, and like it's just wild because at that time it was you were the the entertainer, right? You know what I mean? That's what you were. You were the entertainer.
So not much has changed.
What's that?
So not much has changed then. People still want to just touch you.
Hey man, I want to entertain people. That's been my goal in life, man. I just it's funny because now it's like, and then you guys have been here since the beginning, my conception of YouTube, if you will. Like it's funny because like that was my platform in my life. I wanted to change because I was like a not so fortunate kid growing up with finances, but I followed a dream and I got to live that dream. And I pushed that dream to all the kids out there in my shows. I have a whole speech, man. It's crazy. I have a whole speech and trying to inspire kids and like to do what they want to do in life and be passionate about what you do. And like, you'll never work a day in your life if you love what you do. Like, look at you guys, like you resell, you love what you do. So you don't work. It's work. Absolutely. It's 1,000% work, but you're not like a slave to a job. You know what I mean? But now, fast forward to blame Jeremy for me becoming a YouTuber, and like now I get to have a bigger platform to be able to do that on, and it's like for me it's like such a blessing to be able to like, wow, like I get to do it more than what I ever thought I could do in the past because it was only those shows like I'm doing the autograph signs and like you get to talk to those kids, they get to try to inspire them one-on-one, like, and I'm nobody, like I'm literally nobody. I'm just like another random dude riding a dirt bike. You know what I mean? It's like not like I'm a big deal. It's like not like there's so many guys. Even an example, I got a jersey from a friend of mine. He's Travis. If anybody knows anything about motocross, Travis Pastrana is like the biggest deal in action sports, right? Well, my boy's name is Banks, right? I met him at an arena cross show one time, and he was racing everybody, beating everybody, and he saw my freestyle show, and he brought me a jersey, and he signed my jersey, and he gave it to me. He said, I'm gonna be famous like you one day, right? That's what he said to me. He gave me his jersey. The kid's like 7 years old. I'm just like, whoa! I still got that jersey, right? I still got that jersey, and I had that kid do a show for me last year or a year and a half ago, at a show in Atlanta, and he brought me another jersey. But now he's like Travis Pastrana's right hand man. Like they're like the kid is he's at the you can't get no higher than the level of doing enough stuff for Nitro Circus and Travis Pastrana is and it's funny because that kid came to me at one time and said, I'm gonna be famous like you. I'm like, dude, like I'm not famous. I'm like, I'm not that. I'm just but that's just again another kid that hopefully I inspired a little bit to, hey, follow your dreams at my shows. Like follow your dreams. And then now I get YouTube and I get people all around the world. I mean, like right now, like I'm sure we have people all around. I don't see a chat or anything, but like I'm sure there's people all around, like, and I want everybody, man, everybody to like love life and enjoy it because you don't know when we're done, right?
It's too short, that's for sure. I told my daughter the other day because we're looking at colleges. I said, just remember, make sure you love what you do because life is too short to go to a job you hate.
Right. So, okay, here's an example. Go ahead, I'm sorry.
I said, if you spend like 30, 40 years at a job you hate, but go ahead, give me this example.
Oh, no, so the example I have when I was growing up, and nothing wrong. Some people, it's different folks, different strokes, right? So some people like working and that's their niche and that's what they do. And they do that for 30, 40, 50 years. Mad props to my father-in-law. He worked for a company for 50 years altogether. You know what I mean? Retired like twice from the company, went back because that just was his passion. You know what I mean? And that's the point in it. But and on the flip side of the coin, he got me a job. Again, I've been with my wife 30 years, and he got me a job right at high school because I was a dirt bike rider, but I needed a job, and so I got at a warehouse, right? And so I went to this warehouse, and it's called HD Supply now. It's Hughes Supply back then. They combine with Home Depot or whatever, but like the same drive to downtown Orlando every day. You see the same people on the road. You didn't even know them, but you saw them because you're all like trying to do that rat race, as they call it, right? You know what I mean? And I did that stuff for like a year. Like going there, packing the same boxes on the shelves and sweeping the floors, you know? That just wasn't for me. But there was a guy there, his name was Tom. He loved it. He absolutely loved it. You know what I mean? And that inspired me, like, man, that's cool. He loved it. He had a great you know, again, I'm not gonna get personal, but you know, he had a great spouse behind him, and he just enjoyed what he did. And I was like, man, that's great. But I didn't. And then one day I was like, actually pressure cleaning my house one day. It was all hot out, and I was like, man, this is awesome. And I saw the progressionness of like watching the dirt turn to clean. Right, I'm getting all spaced out here. My squirrel's getting off the leash, but like I was like, man, that's cool. And then I started pressure cleaning business, and then I just went out and started like taking on my own jobs, and it kind of went from there, and then spiraled out of control as being an entrepreneur, as you all are now, right? You know what I mean? Like we work for ourselves, and it was just
For yourself. This guy knows something about working for himself.
oh,
What?
hey,
Working
hey,
for myself?
Is
Who does that?
wait a minute? Is that Joe, aka
Is
Roy?
Joe-
Is that Joe, aka Roy?
What's
up, my
happening,
dude?
man?
What's
man?
up?
Boom, there we go. What's happening?
That's funny.
Are
man.
you still in Ohio or did you take off?
No, I'm back in Florida, my man. I'm back home. Actually, you can't see them, but we probably got about 10 or 15 deer out there right now. Like they've been out. I'm on the porch, and yeah, I'm back at home. So
Sorry to hear that, man. Sorry to hear that.
hey, you know what? I enjoyed it both. You know what? I'll talk to you in December, and then I'll talk to you then and see what you think. All the snow and all that.
We all have our time, right? You know,
How
we
was
gotta
the
have something
island,
good
man?
to talk about.
Yeah, I'll be back. I'll be back before that. I'll be back before that. Honestly, we should all like try to plan something to go. Like I've never been to that Kelly's Island, and holy cow, we should all
Oh,
like
man.
plan like a big trip, dude. We should all like do like a like we should all talk about that behind the scenes. But man, that could be fun.
I'm with
Yeah.
you.
There's some good places to eat up there. We Lisa and I did that a couple years ago, just kind of as a getaway for a couple days, and there's some good places to eat, a couple places to thrift, and then obviously you guys did great with the stones, man, from what I hear. So, but yeah, when you come back up this way, man, that'd be awesome. Like, and we were supposed to be coming down that way in a few days, well, like 10 days, but we had to postpone it, which is why I'm a little late, you know, having to deal with other things going on here personally. So, but we're
it's
going to
that
come down
four-letter
there. And
word.
when we come down that way, I'm going to holler at you.
Yeah, absolutely, man. You know it. The 4-letter word, life, LIFE, right? You know what I mean? life happens. But for sure, absolutely, yeah, definitely get a hold of us, man. Actually, well, get my number from Rob and just program him. Text me that way. I got you, and but by all means,
good to go.
Well, speaking of life, we got to experience some life with a bunch of awesome fans that showed up last Thursday.
Yes,
I'm going to say Conky.
that was awesome, bro.
I'm going to ask Conky first, and you guys are all going to have the same question. What was your favorite thing last Thursday, Conky?
My favorite thing last Thursday was
the food.
Well, yeah, the food's always good there. Just getting to meet everybody that I got to meet, and you know, I got to say, I'm sorry if I didn't get around to, like the whole restaurant.
there was a lot.
Yeah, I mean, there were a lot of people there, and you know, I wanted to honor my time with everybody that I met, and I didn't want to just like say hi and then rush off, and
right?
Make it like you know, I'm trying to take off boxes or something. But I guess the flip side of that is I didn't really get to meet everybody that I'd like to have met. But it was just a gathering of the people was my favorite part of the whole thing. It was like a mini half mil time to grill is what it felt like to me.
It was awesome. And I got to say a couple things. I mean, first off, I apologize to Table 23. I thought you were with the group. I sat there for 15 minutes talking to you, and I thought you guys were really part of the group. I didn't know you guys weren't part of the group, so I apologize, Table 23. And
But hopefully
yeah,
they're here and they're
Right.
now part of the group. You know what I
no,
mean?
you know, they're like, you know, you who the
Man.
hell are, why are you by us? Why are you eating our chicken wing? Hey, I thought you were part of the group. Hey, second
Hey,
sense.
hey.
Woo!
I do kind of feel sorry for people who didn't know who the hell we were.
No, yeah. So no.
Well, you know, but the
Probably
one thing
part
about
of the
though,
group now.
yeah, exactly, right. But that whole section was reserved for us, so they might actually got set there accidentally.
Yeah.
But it was funny because I was walking by and the wife was like asking me, like, "What are you guys doing? What are you guys doing?" And the next thing the husband comes in, and he chimes something that was very unpleasant, and I was like, "Thank you, sir." And like I had to actually edit out my video, like, and I just kept walking. You know what I mean? Because it was like obviously they were in a group. Then lo and behold, here comes Rob with his computer, right? Like, hey, everybody.
Yeah, we had the little
Oh.
live going. But I gotta say thanks, Mayor Dan, for taking care of us over there, and the police officers. Thank you all, police officers, keeping us safe and secure. And thank you, What the Hales. I know you're busy tonight, probably. You might jump on, you never know. But for setting up all that stuff, and so that was great. And thank you for everyone that got to come out. I mean, I know all of us appreciate it. We all had a great time talking to who we could talk to, and even Table 23. Thank you. And,
I'm gonna throw out real quick. Our Dream, Our Purpose. They actually do smelting. So I connected Jeremy with them, and the reality with them is I want to do a video smelting, like, you know, aluminum, smelting metal, you know what I mean? Jeremy was talking about precious metals, you know, like I'd love to go and do a video just like, you know, taking some metal and just, you know, melting it down and turning it into something. So that's what they do. So I just wanted to point that
Now,
out.
is that Table 23?
No, but they were actually there though. That's the crazy thing. They were
Oh,
actually
okay,
there.
okay.
Yeah, they
So-
were there. Amber, I got a
What's up,
picture.
Amber? What's
got-
up, Amber?
Autograph. Thank you, Amber. She's awesome.
It's funny because
Hey.
I met half of Our Dream, Our Purpose. We put something on Facebook Marketplace, or was it Craigslist? I don't remember. But she came and bought something from us, and she got to our warehouse, and she's like, "Do you guys have a YouTube channel, or are you on YouTube or something like that?" And it's like, "Oh yeah, you
No,
know."
that's
So
my twin brother.
yeah.
No,
so this was
okay,
the first
okay,
time we
so
Roy,
it's
this
her
is
and her
your
husband,
husband,
right? It was her and her
John?
husband.
Correct. Yeah.
That's right. Okay. Yeah, I
Sitting
totally
with
actually,
by Mr. Grinch.
Yep, yeah, exactly. I definitely want to look into that stuff. That was cool because they were talking about that actually, and I was like,
Yeah,
man,
yeah.
that's, like, I'd love to promote their channel as well.
So
Video with me, girls. Awesome, Travis.
It was awesome, man.
how you
It
doing,
was
Mark?
way beyond what I thought.
saw
Like
Michelle
I
in
had no
there.
idea.
Mayor
What's
Dan.
that?
No, I was just saying hi to people I saw in there, but yeah.
Oh,
John, we need to make it great again. Yep. We'll have to do another meet and greet. Maybe when I hit to 100,000 or something.
hey,
I'm
dude,
just-
I've been pushing my channel. Like, again, obviously everybody's following you is probably following me, so therefore I'm just trying like hell to get you there, man. Because I remember you said that, man. I'm like, I want to get you to 100 grand, dude.
I'm like, I can't wait to get that stupid plaque, and I want like a video given to my invisible son. And,
Yep. Exactly, dude. I'm right there. Hey, dude, just not to like boast on myself or boast on myself, but like I didn't look at it in a long time, but I did look at my views on my channel. Like I'm like only 750K away from 10 million views on the channel. I'm like, whoa.
Nice.
I was like, wow, that's like I had no idea. Like I don't really look into that stuff that much, but I did look at it. I was like, whoa, that's
10 million views.
yeah. So, but no, dude, I really want you to get that plaque, man. I'm pushing for you. I want you to get it, man.
You guys
I
all
look
know
forward.
because you guys know the it's a job,
People don't know unless they know.
right?
Yeah.
Until you actually do it, because everyone's like, oh, you know. And it's funny because my daughter's going to look at these colleges. I said I should be a college professor, and she's like, what would you teach, auctioneer? And I said, no, you're thinking that you're forgetting the number one job I could teach. She's like, what? I said, social media. I said, the colleges need people, and who has experience? I have multiple years experience, and then I have a whole group of professors I could call upon. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
Sounds like auction school.
Yeah. So, you know, but I know there's schools out there, they've started, you know, social media programs and things like that. And I told my kids, I'd be like, all right, class, if you want to learn how to tickety tick tock, you're going to have to listen.
Tickety TikTok.
Tickety.
Hey.
My kids always laugh. I'm like the tickety TikTok.
Well, what's funny about this is because of the fact of I was on doing the live auctions on the Whatnot, right? And so I was at the post office and I'm turning my packages, and some girl came in behind us, and I know the people there now. Obviously, I don't have a lot of packages, but I have a few packages I go in there with. The girl behind me, she like couldn't find out she was 16, and she basically that's what she does. She some other app I never heard of, but she resells on apps, and she's in there because like the post office, they know what I do, and they're like, "Oh, do you resell too?" And she's like, "Yeah." And so me and her start talking, and she's like, she's homeschooled. She's homeschooled, and that's her job is reselling because, in my opinion, and again, this is just me speaking from the heart. Like, and this is where I want my. That's what I told my daughter, my granddaughter. Like, find something you love doing. You'll never work a day in your life. And she's already at 16 reselling, you know what I mean, making money. She's like, I like taking care of her family already at 16, like reselling stuff on some other app. And my wife had known about what the app was called, but whatever it was, it's like entrepreneurship and social media, like it's legitimately a thing that's real. Like people out there need to understand you can make I never knew it until I met Jeremy. Blame that guy. Blame Jeremy all the way because I never knew it. But now, and now I see other people doing it. Like it's legit.
It's the worst because if I knew I could have made money, I would have started putting out videos before all these other guys because I was doing it before everybody else. You know what I'm saying? I've been buying storage units for 15, 16 years. I started before Storage Wars came out on TV. And then afterwards, I remember I was doing it. Everyone's like, Rob, you should put your videos out. You should put videos out. And I was like, I never thought about it. And then I got approached by that stupid TV company. And that's when I started making videos. The first videos I started making was because of that TV company. And then Hale's like, you should make videos. And I'm like,
Hey, man, I had the video. I filmed it all. But again, traveling all around the world and all this stuff back in the day, if I'd been doing YouTube back then, not knowing that, like, hey, this could be legitimate and, like, make a living at it. Like that bullfights and dirt bike video, I would have been like a whole different level in the sense of like we didn't know, you know what I mean? We had no idea because we're more all the analog stage, not the digital stage. You know what I mean? We're all VHS and cassette tapes versus DVDs and Blu-rays. You know what I mean?
The worst is like, okay, we're gonna go videotape this. Videotape what? What are you talking about? Tape?
What's a tape?
Right.
What's a videotape? You know, if
Are you
go
using
like, I'm gonna
data
go
or are you using
videotape. Let's go.
VHS?
If I told you guys, hey, we're gonna go videotape a video, we're gonna make a video, let's go videotape this, and you guys wouldn't even think twice about it. But if I said that to some young kid like my son, like he'd probably look at me like. So Jack, I'm sure the other day, J&J, anytime, we're all good community. So if you ever need help,
definitely.
Karen said she subscribed.
Thank you, Karen. We appreciate it.
Subscribe. That
remember videotapes and like it go crazy and all of a sudden it shoot out and then you pull the VCR tape or whatever out and all the film came out and then you had to figure out how to wind it back up so you can watch your movie again.
Oh yeah,
or whatever it was. Yeah.
You remember the cassette tape? Rewinding cassette tape was a pencil on the table.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Going to channel, whatever channel you went to, and you put in your cassette tape and record the radio.
Oh, recording the radio, and then you hope you get your best song right, and then you got you didn't get the first part of it, so it's always sucked because you came on oh there it is, you hit record, like the first part started and you missed it. Yeah. Oh, record the songs on the radio. Man, I remember that.
Oh man,
classic.
That's so fun.
It's Gen X, man. It's Gen X stuff.
That is. But yeah, as far as like the meet and greet, man, I tell you what, I didn't anticipate it. And one thing I didn't anticipate is I thought Rob was kidding when he jumped in the car. I was like, you better put your seatbelt on. And Conky was driving.
Yeah, we were going to talk about this. Conky brought it up earlier.
No, wait a minute.
Let's bring this up, Conky. So
he didn't pass out while he was driving, though, did he?
Conky, we're going to give you 2 minutes here to talk, and then we'll let Travis explain his side of the story.
No, wait a minute.
Okay.
What do you want to know? I mean,
you tell us, Conky. Well, why is he bringing up? I told him, hey, we better put your seatbelt on, and he looked at me like I was just being stupid. I was being serious.
The speed limit in front of Jeremy's house is like 40 or 45 miles an hour. There's no law that says you have to waste time getting up to 40, 45 miles an hour.
And the stop sign is like 17 feet out of his driveway.
Conky goes 0. He goes 0 to 60.
Touche.
Listen, there's no point in having a car that can do 0 to 60 in 5.3 seconds if you don't do it every once in a while. Okay.
Hey, touche, my man. Like,
Right,
just so everybody knows, and Rob knows. Like, I asked Noreen, I was like, "Is this normal?" She's like, "Yes." Like, literally, it was like we come out the driveway, we were at 45 miles an hour within like 2 seconds. Like, literally, like it was. And
Hey,
then
I took a drive to the dump with Conky, so I got you.
Listen,
Noreen was praying. Okay, ladies and gentlemen. I'm not joking. She was literally praying, and she does this often. She is a saint, so we love Noreen. But she was literally praying. I think she brought out the rosary for this one.
she might have had a
she did. I think she said in my video.
Okay, so this is basically it. We're going out of Jeremy's driveway, and it's like, I said, Travis, you might want to put your seatbelt on. I said, what? That was basically it. It was like top
like
thrill dragster 2. Okay, 0 to 120 miles per hour in like 2 seconds. You're like, oh!
It was literally. I'm not. Then I'm thinking like he's joking, right? No. We get to the next red light. Guess what? When the red light turns green, guess what?
See when they were dancing.
Same thing.
Peninsula PD's out there.
now.
Man.
Okay, you guys have to admit when it went down to 25, I slowed down to whatever the speed limit was. I didn't, I wasn't gonna like.
No, you weren't reckless. You weren't reckless at all. By no means. Nobody get us wrong. Don't mix the words up. You weren't reckless, but you said touche. You hit the nail on the head, Conky. You said that you. There's no law that says how long it takes you to get to 45 miles an hour. Well, the sign is like 17 feet away, so I can go as fast as I need to between here and that sign.
I gotta say, I'm glad I
did.
wasn't in that car. That's for sure. Like the car I was in was like, even kill. We were enjoying it.
Well, really, what was going on was I knew that parking was limited, and I wanted to get my ass there and get a parking space so I could get in and eat because I was hungry. Okay.
Oh my gosh.
We did heck the last
If
two
you've ever been
spots.
there, then that's definitely a good reason, though. That's definitely a good
They
reason.
get the one of the last spots. That's for sure in the parking lot.
Yeah, I think actually, Jeremy and they got the one that was for the church parking, but luckily the church was like done for the day or something. But like Conky, I literally think you got the last spot. We actually had to get out of the car because it was so tight. He slithered it right on in there. Like, it was sweet. But man, and then when we leave, and I asked Lauren, like, is this normal? And it's like, yeah. Like, gosh, it was so much fun, man. What was fun is like getting to meet all the people and like Amber. And I didn't know this. I could hear that. And shout out to Amber and her family because the fact of like I felt bad because they say, because I didn't realize the restaurant was closed at 9, right? And it's like 8:45. And I'm trying to like go and like mingle with everybody and talk to everybody. And then I'm thinking they close like at 10 or 11. So like, I'll have time after done to like get food and stuff, get a drink. Next thing I know, they closed in 15 minutes. So they're like, oh crap. So I ordered a patty melt real quick, but I never remember paying for the patty melt. But I do remember tipping the waitress. I'm like, wait a minute, did I pay her? And so I didn't remember. So I told Jeremy, I was like, dude, I got to find out the restaurant because I'm not sure if I paid for my dinner last night. I remember tipping the waitress. I don't remember freaking if I paid. And I couldn't find out. Amber and her family paid for the dinner. So shout out to Amber and for that because of the fact that I didn't realize it, but yeah, I felt bad because like, man, I need to go back and pay, but because I was just caught up in the moment. There's so many people, and then you had Sassy Mama C, and like it was just a really good time. You had Rob's invisible wife; she was there. If you guys saw her, I mean, for crying out loud.
I'm gonna stop talking.
Michelle.
That's funny.
Oh,
it was scary.
It was definitely a fun time, and I was surprised at like not only the people that when I showed up that I did know, but then the people that I didn't know that are like, we saw your video, we caught this. Like I think it was John and Linda from Parma. How many people showed up from different states meeting Dawn? And somebody was with her. I want to say it started with an S. Like I'm not going to screw up the name, so I'm not going to say it. But the one lady drove from Tennessee. The one guy drove from Kentucky. Like the different states that ended up going. Like, I don't know. It's kind of cool. And then meeting Jack's mom. Like I've seen Jack and his dad, but his mom came up and she was just like, she wanted to thank me for, being a part of a positive influence for just Jack. So like that, I don't know what to say. those are one of those opportunities where you get to find out you're doing something positive and you didn't even know, you know.
Right.
So it was
Yeah, we're
definitely
just goofing off.
right.
Joey
You know,
said,
we're
"Roy,
just
thank you for showing Jack the right type of units to buy, and Rob shows him the ones not to buy."
whatever.
Don't worry. You guys are calling him just Jack. I was calling Roy Joey. I was calling him the Jack. So it's like the Jack, and you got Joey. Like it's all it's all just a lot of fun. But man, yeah, it was cool. Like I would like to see him like learning from you guys because the fact of
Yeah.
he's learning from guys who do it. Like that's what's so cool to inspire that youth. And he's 17, right? He's 17,
Yeah, he's
No, 18 now, right?
Yeah.
18 now.
I think so. Yeah, a young Jack. He's he
But he's
graduated
been
high
buying
school
units since what? 16,
3 years.
17, Rob?
4 years.
Yeah.
He's been selling since he's been 8, but he's been reselling on eBay for I don't know, at least I'd say I've known him for I guess around 3 years now.
Dude, that's so awesome. That's so awesome.
Yeah.
He just sold a car on eBay the other day, I think for $2,200. Did he say?
Did he? Wow.
Hot Wheels.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
Remember, it was like $2,200 or something. He bought it for $1,000 and sold it for $2,200.
Dude, that's what's up. Like, that's so cool.
Yeah,
And
just
then
get-
think about this, he's never going to work in his life. He's going to love what he does, right?
He loves what he's doing, and having the opportunity to have Jack with us has been awesome. And his family's
Rob
great
got
too.
some good
They were,
people.
they were a great
Honestly,
family.
if you look at Rob's staff, besides the fact that most of them that are there, like I've met before we ever got to the level we're at, but like, you know, like Jack and Shane, I mean, they're young guys really kind of coming up in this era that could really get some good benefit from a person like Rob. You know, it's kind of crazy. And I think of it that way because we go to the auction school and teach all these new auctioneers, you know, like just giving them some good knowledge, you know, and, you know, Rob's already doing that. You know what I mean? It's kind of crazy. So this next generation, who's going to take over for people like us that are out here, you know, hustling and trying to, you know, bring, you know, we call it recycle NEO, you know, we say NEO for Northeast Ohio, but it's still the same. Like you get this great vintage stuff that you can repurpose and get back into the hands of people that will use it. And it's like, who's going to take over that next generation? And Rob's got 2 people already. I mean, so, you know, I got to say kudos to the fact that, you know, there are people that still want to learn. And, you know, I know Rob definitely has a couple under his arms or under his wings, really trying to learn the business. So,
And these guys they're phenomenal. I mean, I can't say anything better than that. And like Shane, I have him start selling stuff on Facebook Marketplace, and that kid, he's just been cranking it. I mean, I think he said so far he's been doing it for like just about a month. I think he sold $3,000 so far in the first month, and he's just starting off, you know. And it's one of those things. You got an opportunity. I told him, hey, I'll give you, you know, some extra money, everything you sell. So the opportunity to make money.
You know, like my personal opinion, like I believe in the old trade school thing in the sense of like once you learn the basic fundamentals of, you know, again, this is my own personal belief as to, you know, life in the sense of when you get to a point in your life, like, okay, instead of continuing on with all these things, education, go for the education that you want to pursue. Like, again, you know, just Jack at the early age of going on what he's going to pursue, like he's so far ahead of the game right now where he's at this age. When he graduates high school, he's going to have so many years under his belt of being done it versus graduating high school and then trying to figure out what you want to do. You know, he has that passion for it. He has that love for it. He's making money doing it. And like that to me is like that entrepreneurship is you work for yourself. Like everybody here, we work for ourselves. You know what I mean? We don't, you know, work for anybody but ourselves. And the fact of like, he's doing that now at a young age. And that to me is just like inspiring because as you all know, like the Gen X is different than every other gen, but then it's good to see new gens coming up that are entrepreneurs.
I mean, you know, the scary part is, I bet you Jack has a teacher, maybe more than one teacher, that he could walk up to and say, you know what I think I want to do? I think I just want to, with the rest of my life, maybe I'll just buy abandoned storage units and sell the stuff inside. How many of those teachers would say, you can't do that? There's no, that's no way to make a living. You can't, you know, you know, that you'll go broke, and you know, how many people are going to say that to him and not even know that? Right?
No, I'm just kidding.
Oh yeah, Shane. Now he has a chef channel too. Chefing with Shane. He has a YouTube channel. He's been doing good. He's working.
You know, it's just crazy how people are quick to, no matter how you look at it in this society, there are too many people quick to put you down for what you're doing or interfere with the potential growth of somebody trying to learn a new way of life. Let's put it that way. Because most people, I mean, what we do is, it's not easy.
No, it's not easy. And like Travis said, being an entrepreneur and working for yourself is one of the hardest things. And first off, to do. I mean, just to do, because 90% or so of the population had a regular job, that they had a steady paycheck, worked 9 to 5. You knew what you're going to make every week or every 2 weeks. You got the same amount. You could say, okay, this is how much I'm going to make. You get your 3% raise every year. You get your 2-week vacation. You got your 401k, your health care, blah, 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 all that stuff. All of us here, it's whatever we put in, we get out, what money we saved or what we did with our money or whatever money we can make and scrape or blah, 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 blah. It's a whole different story. There's no guaranteed paycheck coming in every 2 weeks. There's, you know, feast and famine and everything else. And there's times you're making all this money, and there's times you're making no money. And you guys all know what I'm talking about. And there's good times and bad times, and there's no steadiness, but not one of us would have changed it. I can say that.
Well, the question you have to ask somebody who says steady paycheck, 3% raise, 2 weeks vacation a year, you know, the question you have to ask is, why would you limit yourself to that?
Good question.
So that you can be stress-free?
Well, no. So stress-free though. Okay. Let me ask you this: is it stress-free? But like, is it stress-free really? Because it's like, well, you know what you get, and you're stuck in that cycle, and you can't. Are you stressed because you can't go beyond? Like you're like you're limited, right? So then like, you know, you're.
Also, your job's not guaranteed.
Okay, I watched the thing about an insurance guy got fired after 30 years or something. Yeah, literally, you're not. It's not guaranteed.
Yeah,
you just say someone got fired after 30 years. I mean, when I was in corporate America, like I said, I made big money, but I seen guys work for a company 15, 20 years, and they got fired because they had a couple bad quarters. And the one guy told me, he goes, "Rob, I don't care what you did for me yesterday. It's about what you did for me today. Just always remember that."
Right.
I know a guy who was the number one salesman for real estate company, and then they moved him to a difficult territory, and then he wasn't able to be number one anymore, so they fired him. Like, he was the guy, like, okay, you did great here, let's put you here, and then it didn't work out what they wanted, so they let him go. But it wasn't that it was bad, it was just a bad territory, you know? Like, it's just crazy how that can work. And at the end of the day, like, I think I'd rather know that I can crunch my own numbers, figure out what I need to do, and then go out and try and do it. And, you know, there's an old saying that I always live by: dream, struggle, victory. You know, you have a dream, what you want to do, you go out and you chase that dream. You're going to struggle until you get it. And then when you get it there, it's called victory. You know, you get your victories, and you got to take your small victories with your big victories. But at the end of the day, you just got to keep remembering dream, struggle, victory. And you just keep pushing until you get where you need to go, you know? Or
I like that.
Even better.
Like
I like that.
Yeah, dream, struggle, victory.
That's good.
There's my nice little thing I keep right in front of my computer.
Unless, raise it up. Raise up a little bit, right? Unless you do. All right.
That's right.
That's a great one. Yeah. So,
keep
Heather,
that right in front of here. I got one at the warehouse too. Like, we got this coming in the front door, and I got it right here at the computer. So when I do my videos or working at home, it's right here at my desk.
She said she needed a regular paycheck, support her, and keep a roof over her kids' heads and food on the table. Sometimes there's no choice but a regular job, and that's understandable.
Yeah, there's nothing dishonorable or wrong with a regular job.
Right. Absolutely.
Yeah, that's my chicken scratch.
Discipline is doing what you hate to do, but doing it like you love it.
Mike Tyson.
Yep.
That's
just
sometimes
like
you hate to do it, but you got to do it.
Everybody has a plan until you get hit in the face.
We call that editing. Everyone likes to do it until you have to edit. Everyone wants to be a YouTuber until you have to edit.
Exactly.
You have to edit. But no, I mean,
But this is the stuff like right here in front of my computer. I'm sitting here in my home office down in the basement, and that's the stuff that I look at when I do stuff, when I'm down here. So
That's
I
awesome.
I showed you guys a picture. Well, Willis didn't see it, but even my office, like I finally upgraded it, cleaned some things out, because at the end of the day, like, what are you feeding into your mind when you're doing this? That's the problem.
Exactly.
Like most people are ready to quit and give up, not really understanding things like failing forward,
Struggle.
which is how many no's do you take to get a yes? All these little things that, I mean, really what we do is a matter of mind state, and that's really the bottom line. And I don't know about everybody else, but I read a lot of books to figure out how to put my mind right to build something, and that was doing insurance. And now that I'm doing this, funny enough, I used to do this kind of resale stuff to make gas money to go do insurance sales to build my independent insurance business, and one wrong turn that got wiped out. And here, funny enough, 15, 20 years later, I'm doing resale. I'm an auctioneer. And then unless I'd sell insurance, like I do that on the side to make gas money every now and then. I really do it on the side to help people out, but you got to know I do it, it's just kind of crazy the turnaround.
Multiple streams of income is most people have to do, because, and there's so many people that have side hustles. They have regular jobs or 9-to-5 jobs now, and then they have to do Uber Eats or whatever else to do a side hustle to help afford everything because of all the things going up and everything else. But not everyone can be an entrepreneur, and it's not an easy job. And I'm not telling I love what I do. I love being an entrepreneur, but I can tell you there's many times I'm like, what the heck am I doing? Especially when I was making it, the last job I had, I was making 6 figures. And, like I told the one guy at work, like if I stayed in the hotel profession right now, I'd probably be making anywhere between 350 to 500,000-600,000 a year. Okay. Easily.
But would you be happy?
That's the thing.
Yep.
That's the word, happiness. The one word, happiness.
Right. Happiness. Money is meaningless. Okay.
Exactly.
And I don't make tons of money. Okay. And all these people think, oh, Rob, you're making all this money and all this stuff. And hold on.
Full screen them.
The office right there. I finally organized it.
Oh, that looks nice.
Nice.
You can see the computer down below, and that's like when I'm in my office, I get to look at that every day. All of my nice little finds, buyouts, but definitely the chart your course. I got a few other things I want to put up there too, and then there's that. If you've seen any of our lives or you go back to our channel, that's the other side of the office where it's like, yeah.
It's nice. Looks good.
Sick.
I flip it over every now and then because it's got a good front too, but it's like, now I got some knives thanks to, who was it? Was it you, Rob, or was it Jeremy that said the other day about knives? And I'm like, yeah, I got some knives that are going to go up on the, the Marine jacket side. And, my office is just, you got to surround yourself with things that are going to keep you motivated. That's what it is.
That's why I have you guys here.
Exactly. 100%.
Yeah.
But, it's like
not easy.
Yeah. I mean, fun employed's not easy. I can tell you, I took out money in my 401k for 5 years to stay afloat I want to have to go back to, I didn't want to fail, so I used that money. I invested in myself, and everyone told me lots of things in my life, why I shouldn't do this, why I can't do this, and how stupid I was for doing this or everything else, from buying my building to starting an auction company. And, I could tell you, I mean, I could still hear all the people that told me I was an idiot for buying this building in Cleveland.
I find them all.
Oh, yeah. They're like, oh, you should never buy a building. Who's going to come to an auction in Cleveland? I just remember all these people. No one's going to go to auction in Cleveland. No one's going to go to auction in Cleveland. I'm like, okay. And, now it's like everyone wants to buy my building. My neighbor right next to me, he just sold his building. They just tore down the thing right next to my building, and they're building condos. 3-story condos right next to my building now.
Sweet.
And the building condos are behind the building, too. And they're adding on to that. That's like the third time they're building condos.
So now you got the investment of getting ready to sell that building for condos and make triple your money and then go buy another building.
10 times or more.
Yeah, or well, yeah, you know better than I do.
I bought it for nothing. And the thing is that, like I said, everyone told me I was dumb and stupid, but it's so hard to sell it because one, it's as dumb as it sounds, and it's stupid because I like stuff and I love my building. It's dumb as it sounds because the building has character.
You're gonna play hardball, aren't you?
Yeah, I mean, but I've already played hardball with these guys. When I took my son, this is a couple years back, and they sent me this offer, and I'm like, yeah, that ain't gonna work. I said, listen, you guys gotta get creative. I gave them ideas how to be creative. I said, find another building, say, hey, we'll give you this building plus this much money. Because I told them I need another building. I can't just,
yeah,
because that's half the battle.
Give up your building and have nothing to do.
You sell your building, and then it's like, okay, well, I got to move my whole business to a new building. How much is that going to cost? How much is a new building going to cost? And I buy a new building. I spend all this money on it. Now the property tax is going to be whatever I paid for it, and my property taxes are going to be high. Because people don't realize, like, your building, whatever you buy, your property taxes get based off what you purchase it for, and then they'll raise it accordingly after that.
Oh yeah. Oh, but don't forget you had to pay for all the air conditioning, the plumbing, the electric, all that. But you make all this money, right? You know what I mean? Like they always forget about all the other fine-tuned expenses that everybody goes into, like having the business.
Oh yeah, that's the nonsense. I told that to someone
That's
the other
the
day. I said,
perspective of most people.
yeah, you know how much money I got to make to break
Go
even?
ahead.
Like you, Roy. I mean, how much money you got to make every month just to break even? He's got a
Right.
building he's got to pay for, all of his utilities and his employees. So by the time you pay everything out, all that you got,
Okay.
Conky knows he's got an employee, he's got all this other stuff. It's like you got to pay all this stuff out until you break even, and then after that, then you got to make.
Then you got to pay bills before you make a profit.
Exactly.
Like
I mean,
break
for
even
everybody
for
to
us,
see.
that's where the 1,000 lot goal is for us. Like 1,000 lots is practically break even. You know what I mean? We break even, make a little extra profit. That really, when we factor in labor and all that, really isn't a profit anyway. But
That's one thing they
now
don't
I'm trying
see
to
on
figure
top
out-
of that. Right.
Yeah, and we were so because of the auction school stuff and talking about just breaking even and the money, like and I know Rob and I talk about this all the time. Like when you get into being the auctioneer scenario, the auction firm, and you're really trying to push this and make this a business, like there really is only but so much time in a day, right? And the most valuable time as we get older is, you're trading time for money. So time is very important. But at the end of the day, if you really want to push this to be a business, you have to understand there is a certain aspect you have to push a lot of quantity to find the quality. And in that, you have to also figure out, as you start figuring out these things, like how do you get better quality for higher pay? But still, at the end of the day, I mean, you have to understand basics, and the basics are, I mean, ironically for us, average is $10 a lot. And no matter how much we try to push it, it's still the same. So if I'm making $10 on average a lot, what's break even and where do I want the business to go? Right. And I was telling somebody this today who came to the warehouse, and we're looking at bringing her on part-time, but also giving her the opportunity to be like, an extension, if we have stuff we can't get, maybe it goes to help her out. And then, it still falls under our umbrella. But, I was telling her, like, ideally I want to get the 4,200 lots a month. Like, and then I'm thinking, like, I know Rob easily, what do you do? Like roughly on average, 500 lots every week. And then a couple other sales a month on average. Right.
Well, yeah, it depends.
Because I know you do more.
Well, we just started Conky. The next auction in 2 weeks now has 700 some lots. I think this Saturday, next Saturday's auction is like 600 lots. Yeah, they've been pushing a little bit more, but yeah, we try to do a lot.
And when you get to that level, like there's no way you can do it on your own, So if you want to get to those other levels, like, trying to help people understand, like, I mean, it's a lot of work.
But that's when you create the monster, Roy.
I have no idea what any of you guys are talking about because I don't have businesses like you guys, but I do a little bit of whatnot. So I do understand a little bit of like having to pack, having to like do all that stuff. But like again, like I mentioned before, like you guys all have businesses. Like my business is YouTube, and like I like the work grind. Like I see it all the time. You know what I mean? I see the hotel work grind. I know it's just like you guys. Like it's a grind. Like it's the resale, and that's why I want to get into it more myself. I like the grind. It's enjoyable. but it's like I'm not there yet, but I see it, and like I could totally understand what you're saying. Like people don't get it, and then throw YouTube on top of that. You know what I mean? Like, and then
That's
people
a lot
have
of work.
no idea.
I'm gonna give you a quick thing though, Willis. After we just got done with this last week doing auction school, like Jeremy is pushing about 2,500 lots a month. That's a lot of lots, and I'm trying to get 1,000. I know Rob's got a lot going on, and actually, Rob's the one that's helped me kind of get to the level I'm at. Just really looking at it from a business standpoint. So, if you say like you're trying to get there, just think of it from a whatnot standpoint. If Jeremy's doing 600 lots a week, roughly 100 lots of sale 6 days a week minimum, that's 2,500 lots a month roughly. And that's really the business we're in. I'm not going to say whatnot's better than what we do or vice versa, but at the end of the day, like when you're at the level of really the auction side, for example, and I'm hoping Rob's with me on this one, but it becomes a quantity game to make money. It really does. You know, like what do you got to make to break even? What do you got to do to make profit? And at that point, it's not always about what I want. It's about what makes the money for us to keep going.
So let me ask you this though. Yeah, because I have no idea about any of it. So the quantity now do you take away the quality because of the fact of sometimes, or is it just the benefit of the buyer in the sense of like you might have a great quality item and they're getting like a great a buy on it, like how, like to me I would think I'd want to make sure that I have that quality there, but at the same time I guess but if you're spending more of a a quantity, I guess it's the number game.
Well, right now you're selling so many lots. How many lots you sell every week, Willis?
Oh, I only do 50. I thought I did 50 a week. You know what I mean? Like that's what I'm saying. I'm like a beginner. Like I'm not even close to
So
what
you're selling out 200 lots a month, roughly.
Yep.
And then how many packages do you think you ship a week?
So average is around 20 to 25. I don't think I've had more than 30 going out in a week. So 20 maybe, in between 20 and 30.
All right. So let's say average 25. So basically 100 packages. Okay. And that's on 200 lots. Now, Jeremy's selling 600 lots a week.
Oh, no. You guys have no idea. I see
I know
what goes on.
Right.
It's ridiculous.
That's like Jeremy and I, we're like, I'm selling, like every auction, like every week I'm selling around 600, 500 to 700 lots, sometimes over 1,000 lots. It depends on the auction. Like the next, I got an offsite auction coming up, over like 800 to 900 lots. But long story short, then at that point in time, like Rory's saying, you can't do it by yourself because it's like, just to ship all that stuff.
No, there's no way.
Yeah, you would have one person it takes the whole week just to ship everything.
Right.
And then so who's going to catalog for the next auction? Who's going to photo it? Who's going to get it all together? And then so bring it into the place. You either got to go purchase it through a storage facility, go buy it from somebody. Like Rory and I will bring stuff in from consigners. So now when you're talking about quantity and quality, our goal is that we can't always guarantee the quality. I mean, levels of quality, but there's a different level. Like Rory and I, we're trying to sell items that are no less than $10. And that's, we'd rather have $10. I mean, we'd rather, $20, $50 items, $100 items. But in the grand
scheme, this is an auction, by the way. I just want to
clarify that. They can get better, right? They can get better
like that. This is like in auction lots, we want $10. So
we're trying.
That means we could put like a $30 lot together, hoping it'll sell for 10. Right.
Right. Okay.
Right. And then you might have a lot that it's a $30 lot and it sells for 60. That happens also, But a lot of times things are going to go for less than they should, and then there's going to be items that sell for way more than they should. But that's the way the auction game goes.
That's the way it is, right?
People are going to get deals. But quality items are always going to bring a quality price. Like you're not going to put a silver coin in an auction; it's not going to sell for $1. We start everything at $1 in our auctions. It's not going to sell for $1 because we have educated buyers. We have people from across the country, and they're going to come in. They're going to buy. It might get a good deal. Maybe it's a $30 coin. They might get it for $25, but then the buyer premium, blah blah blah. So by the time they pay everything, it's going to come about the same $30.
Right. But I'm guessing too. You guys don't put. I mean. And I don't want to make it sound the wrong way in the sense of like, you guys don't put up stuff that's not quality because the fact, like with Julie, like with our small whatnot thing that we do, like like, oh, look at this. This has, she specs saying stuff. So therefore, your stuff's not a sense of it's not quality. It's a sense of like you guys like it's basically more of. It's more about like I said, Julia. Like it's more of it's like a fun thing. The auction, you get caught up in the auction, right? You know what I mean? Like this is the funness of it. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
It's more of the auctioneering.
I'll say on at least our side of the coin, it's not that we're putting in stuff that's less quality. We're trying to build a certain quality. But at the end of the day, you push the quantity to find the quality, right?
Gotcha.
If we're pushing a certain amount of lots a week and that's our goal, or I'm sorry, a month, and that's our goal, we're gonna find things like a car for sale. So last year, 1 month, we sold 3 classic cars in one auction for over $110,000 in revenue. Like, that's the thing. Like, we push the quantity and we'll find the quality, but the business can't stop just because 1 month we sold $110,000 in revenue in classic cars, because next month that's where the feast or famine is, because next month we still have to pay bills.
Right.
Money doesn't pay the bills. It paid that month, but next month we still have to, and that's where the quality comes in. Like, we always on our side of the coin is, at least for mine, it's not the YouTube. Like, the fraction of money YouTube pays me to what it costs to resell or what I make reselling, doing the auction and all that stuff. Like, YouTube is really just, I struggle with it at times because it is on top of what we do and showing on top of it. And then you get to the point where, like, we had a video blow up and people just said a lot of stuff and just kind of wore me out for a moment. We're really grinding. We're really hustling. We're trying to get the right people around us to make it grow. So YouTube for us will fall aside because the fraction of the money we make chasing YouTube, like, you take that extra hours editing videos and doing what we do, and how much could I put into finding and selling more items? Because I am an auction firm mainly with an auctioneer license, which one day I got to send you that picture, Rob, man. We got to do this live thing, but anyway, we'll figure that out. But I mean, I want to do a live call auctioneer scenario, but at the end of the day, the business to us on my side of the coin is we're helping people by helping liquidate, their items, helping them with, their parents' past. We're taking the motion side out of it. The majority of our revenue is helping seniors or helping people when their parents pass. But then on the same token, we do our own treasure hunting. So the majority of our business and revenue is built upon the auction house and the auction license. So that means we have to make sure that part of the business goes, because YouTube isn't answering. And let me correct that. It's not answering. YouTube is not the main focus of what.
Yeah, right. No, that's what I understand.
I like YouTube and I like putting it up there, but at the end of the day, I have to look at how many lots goes through our auction house, because that creates the revenue for us to do what we got to do. And what's the bare minimum to make the money, but then what do we have to, increase it to make profit? Like, and that's where we're at.
See, for me, YouTube is a completely different business than, even though Second Sense, everyone will be like, oh, Second Sense is YouTube. It's not. It's a completely different business. Second Sense is the auction company. YouTube is Robert, auctioneer extraordinaire. And it took a minute for me to, because I have a business partner, and at one point, he thought he should get money from the YouTube world, but you don't do anything. Now, no one wants to be part of anything until the money comes about, okay? And now I do pretty well on YouTube, and I don't make killer amount of money, but I probably make more than the average person makes in a year on YouTube. I probably make on YouTube, and I take $1,000 of that money and put it right to the company, gets it, and I figured that covers crappy units. So I buy a crappy unit. The guy filming me during the filming time, for my business partner can't complain. So $1,000 automatically goes every month to the company. I get the remainder. And, so I had to treat that as a whole nother business aspect. And also it is a complete business aspect because, as you guys know, I put out a lot of videos. You guys put out videos. But in the amount of time, it's like I probably spend 30 to 40 hours a week probably editing and putting out videos. Oh, yeah. And then 30 to 40 hours a week on my storage business, the auctions, the auction business itself, and then probably another, it depends on the week, working on, my rental properties, whatever else.
Yeah. And that's why I said the grind. You guys, the grind. Like I just do YouTube. like you guys have all the businesses. Like it's ridiculous. The grind you guys do is just amazing.
YouTube too, though, is the revenue is it's up and down too.
Oh, it is. It's definitely, and that's where it's a learning call. It's a learning process for like all of us. You know what I mean? Like everything you do, it's a learning process. Buying, reselling, it's fun. But
see that. I was on a little algorithm.
Nice.
102,000 views, Travis, in 48 hours.
Nice.
So I was kicking it for a little bit there. That's the second highest I ever got. My highest ever, I think, was 112,000 views in 48 hours. But it's like when you get over 100,000 views, you sit there and it's like, I just think of Jeremy. It's like that's like every day. And, it's like nothing. It's just say like for me, it's like 48 hours get over 100,000 views. But then the stupid thing is like you think about stuff like, okay, so every minute, you break it down like every minute how many people are watching a video. You know what I'm saying? It's just stupid. When you get to that kind of, but when you get an algorithm like that, it's just crazy because like, June, I will make twice as much as I made the last 3 or 4 months each month.
January.
I'm just saying each month what I made those months, this June will double. I double the revenue than those months. I mean, double. And I'm not talking about, I make decent amount of money. I'm not going to get into what I make a year, but to double it 1 month. And that's the thing about YouTube. It's like, boom, I had some videos that took off and everything else, but to double
it's
your
crazy.
What other businesses or jobs? It's like, okay, this month you just doubled what you make, what you've made for the last 5 months. All of a sudden you just doubled it. It's like all of a sudden, you work for a month, your company, and it's like, we're just going to double your pay this month. Okay.
Right.
I did the same amount of work. It was a lot of work, but I did the same amount of work. It's not like I did more work or less work. I just got paid a lot more because a lot more people watch the videos. And
right.
And you guys know how it is. And then, you put a lot of time and energy and effort, and you put a lot of work in, and then less people watch the video, and it don't matter. And then you get paid way less money. So,
it's the feast and famine.
Right. But the amount of work is still the same. It don't matter what you get paid.
Right.
Exactly.
The amount of work doesn't change. It's the same amount of work. Right. It's just like Honky, every restoration video you put out, it's the same amount of work, and it's a lot of work.
Mm-hmm.
Never ends.
It's crazy how it works. It's real crazy. But, would you trade it for anything else, though?
Absolutely not.
That's the question.
Maybe a Tonka truck. I'm just joking. Maybe a Tonka that Conky does for the Second Sentence Custom.
Yeah, I'll do you a customer truck rep.
I want to hear it.
I'll trade it for a Berea house. How's that?
There you go.
Conky, speaking of the houses, what do you think about this house, the Atwater house?
I think it's better just because it's the average age of everything is older. I don't know how else to put it. The Atwater house is like 70s and older for the most part, and the Berea house for the most part was 70s and newer, and I just like the older stuff. So that's
same here.
That's
love the older stuff
too.
And there was some. I mean, when we went to the Berea house, there were a few unique items there, but there wasn't anything there that I'd never seen before. In the Atwater house, you saw me every couple of times, every few minutes, like, oh, I've never seen this. Oh, I'll check that out. I got to buy that. I'm gonna go broke. And I was
Lisa
serious.
would be elbowing me the whole time.
Huh?
Don't tell him you never saw it before. Don't say that.
Well, I wasn't saying it in the presence of the consignor.
I gave Conky a whole speech before.
Yeah.
Conky will tell you.
Don't tell him how much you think it's worth.
So Conky was very good. And then you even check with me. Is it okay if I say how much is worth, Rob? I said, yeah, it's good, Conky. But the thing is, like, why I say this, because people are like, well, why don't you tell the consignor? I said, and Roy will contest this, in our line of work, as soon as you show interest in, that's such a cute cat.
The world famous orange cat.
You put, it's just like anything in life. As soon as you show interest in it, other people show interest in it. They might not care about this. Okay, this letter opener. oh wow, that's such a rare letter opener, and I believe that's 22 karat gold, and that was made by this thing's probably worth $1,000. Oh yeah, we don't think we're gonna sell that letter opener. We'll put that aside. And that's what happens. It's like, well, why am I going to have you sell this letter opener? Blah blah blah. And it's like you get all excited about it, so then they're excited about it, and then they want to keep it.
Yeah. All of a sudden, it's not in the sale, and then you're like, oh,
It's not for sale. Nope.
yeah.
And it's happened so many times. So that's why I go to say, I tell my guys all the time, when you go somewhere, if you're going to go and look at stuff, you just got to look at it. And you don't want to dig too much. You don't want to go the thing is, if it's a good house, you'll know it's a good house. You don't have to start digging and everything. There's jewelry boxes. You don't have to start going through all the jewelry. You can open up, take a quick gander and say, but the thing is, by the time you come back, it might be gone anyways.
Yeah.
That's the whole other thing. It's like the house I went to today. They're like, well, you guys like, well, how much is to get rid of all this stuff? I said, I don't even know what you're going to have left. He's like, the whole family's got to come. You're talking about this guy's coming to look at tools. This person's coming to look at china. This person's supposed to come and look through the jewelry. It's like, and then people show up and then you don't know what they're going to start taking. Yep. Some people are like, they'll start grabbing everything.
And then you learn eventually, like, you have to do a double walk. Okay, I did a walk, but then let me double check. So we won't sign the contract until it's time to actually do the sale, because now you got to make sure what you actually originally went for is actually in the sale, and you get burned by that stuff too.
I just did that. The house we did in Marblehead, man. And I went out there. I'm doing it in Marblehead. But I went out there, and before I signed the contract, I did the double walkthrough, and then I was like, okay, this is still here, this is here. Okay, that one thing's missing. Okay, that's okay. But then the thing that I was excited about was because originally the one guy said he's taking all the woodworking tools, and the guy has all Jet woodworking tools. And Jet's like one of the best names in woodworking.
Wow.
And when I went back to the house, because when I met the one brother, he was there and he had a trailer, and he's like, oh, I'm going to take some of the woodworking tools. I was like, oh, man. So I went back. I was like, let's see what he's got left. He only took one thing. The whole shop of woodworking tools is all there. So much so I couldn't even, I had to move stuff around just to try to get it to photo and stuff. I mean, because everything's huge. It's all on wheels, luckily. But I mean, he's got a planer. He's got all the different types of sanders, from belt sander to disc sander to spindle sanders to blah, 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 blah. And bandsaws and jigsaws and scroll saws and.
Got it all.
He's got it all.
Yeah.
So
it's like right now we did a house. I met with the people, and Lisa was great. Not crazy, but she was like, you were there for 3 hours. I spent 3 hours with these people. And normally, like, I'm not the guy that does that, but it's one of those things. Like, I went out there looking at the house, looking at the items, but in the whole thing, they said they had coins. So I was like, okay, so I'm going through the house, nothing special, it's all household stuff, but I already know in the back of my head, they said coins. And then they said they have gold coins. So I'm like, is this like Sacagawea dollar gold looking coins, or is it real gold coins? So after 3 hours of dealing with this, and I sat down and, of course, I see the coins, and it's like the first thing they do is throw these real gold coins in my face. It's like, you don't want to jump all over it. Like, you're excited. I got to do the sale. But at the same token, by the time we got done, they asked me, would I do the sale without the coins? And I told them no. And that's like when you become to a certain level, like you realize, and I'm not saying I'm a better level than anybody else, but I just know that from learning, when I'm upside down, there's certain things I'm going to tell you, I told them I wouldn't do the sale without the coins. The coins make the sale. And it's like, I'm not going to cut myself short, because I've been there where you do the sale hoping that they will be in there. But if you're not just straight out and say, this has to be in there, or I'm not doing it. Next thing you know, you go back and then the coins are gone, because I just told them the value of the coins, which was something I did do. And then I also told them, but I'm not doing the sale without them, and you got to be straightforward, because, as people are learning these lessons, you can put yourself upside down where you're paying more to do it than you're earning to do these, estate sales. But at the same token, I wouldn't have paid them the money. Like, what do you say? The coins, I figure at a low ball offer, the coins will sell for no less than $25,000. Just 6 lots in the sale specifically. Now, how do I say, all right, well, I won't do your house, but I'll offer you money for it. You know what I mean? And that's where, like, you know, for at least us on the other side of the coin, that's where the licensing and everything comes in place. I can say I'm double bonded. You know, I got my auction firm license for my company. I got my auctioneer license for me. And then I have my business liability insurance. We got you covered. And you don't think that puts people at a little ease to hear that if they give me their easily 25,000 or more in just 6 lots of coin, plus they had totes of coins. Like, I mean, I'm figuring this could be $50,000 in just a coin collection, you know? That's the value of just, you know, doing what we do. That's how you find quality, by doing the quantity, you know. And I can circle it several ways, but you just got to keep looking, but you have to push the quantity and you find the quality.
Yeah, if you can always do the coin auctions, it'd be great. But unfortunately, not everyone wants to always sell their gold coins. Like these people, they're on the
No.
fence about selling them already. They're like, well, should we put them in the auction or not put them in the auction?
Yeah, it sounds like it. Sounds like it. Hey, fellas, I need to get out of here. I
End up
I gotta get
anyways.
inside and get some dinner going. But I want to say thanks for having me on. I appreciate it. How long you do your live? It's like we'll be at. I can't even
We're
read
just
it.
about to end, actually. I'm going to do the prayer and end.
Oh, okay, sweet. Then I'll stick around for that then.
All right, good prayer. All right, let's see here. So, all right, Lord, thank you for bringing us together in your name. We appreciate this awesome YouTube community and just bringing us all together and this great group of friends that we have. And Lord, over this holiday weekend, just please protect everyone, keep everyone safe and from doing anything stupid, Lord. And anyone out there that has any issues, problems, special intentions, and then we have Christine's sister who's in the hospital. Lord, please, special blessing for her. And anyone else out there that may have any kind of issues, problems, Lord, just what you see best for them, please just do and help them out the best way you see fit. And just once again, thank you for all you've given us. Amen.
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 And once again, what a great group of guys. We had so much fun last Thursday hanging out with all the fans,
Crazy.
each other, having our live. And that's why I try to bring everyone together. Again, had a great time tonight. And, appreciate you guys, love you guys, and we'll have to get together, make some kind of trip, some kind of crazy escapades. That sounds like a good time, and maybe we get Conky to pass out.
I love you guys.
Will not pass out.
So love you guys, man. Everyone have a great night. And if you haven't hit that thumbs up, hit the thumbs up. If you haven't subscribed, don't forget, subscribe. Conky's Flipping Adventures. We got Will's at What You Doing, Will's. We got Avery's All In. And check out auction. Second Sense, we got one next Saturday. One after that, we got the big Atwater house. I think the first video is going to come out tomorrow, Conky, for Atwater.
I'm looking forward to that.
So you just want to see what else you want to buy. That's all.
Yeah, I gotta. I even though I filmed it, I gotta make sure I check out the video and see if I missed anything.
I'm sure you did. You see all the stuff that we didn't get to see, Conky.
Yeah.
Conky and I get to see maybe 10% of everything in this house, and all my guys loaded up all the stuff, and I'm like opening totes, unwrapping stuff, and it's ridiculous. The toys, the antiques, the collectibles, so much fun. I love what I do. Appreciate you all once again. Have a wonderful evening. Until next week, don't forget, subscribe.